I've had the pleasure the last several years of traveling with VIA students to Washington, D.C. every other spring to visit the National Holocaust Museum. That trip has always been a real hit with the students. With that basis of experience, I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do something similar, perhaps on a slightly different topic or a different genre, you might say. And the idea that came to mind had to do with the civil rights movement. There are many sites in the United States that are just very important when you recall the history of that movement. And I thought it would be a great trip where if we could build that camaraderie in the process of serving certain educational goals, like learning the history, seeing firsthand the places and understanding the experiences people went through to struggle for freedom for things that most of us take for granted.
You know, this is a first for Salve Regina University and a first for Dr. Apresti and myself, but these returning to the roots of the civil rights movement bus tours have been going on for over a decade. And having seen some of the accounts of Todd Allen taking students on this trip before, I expect people to be affected by the trip. Dr. Allen will be joining us, and I think we'll really benefit from his experience. I think reading about this in a textbook or seeing in a documentary is not the same as going to the locations and meeting people that were involved in protest, meeting people that were arrested and went to jail, meeting people that saw people give up their lives. I think seeing the actions of some of these veterans of the civil rights movement, I think that can inspire people, it can humble people, but it can make them reflect upon their own place in American society.
You know, it is going to be filled with people who want to be there. Really, I imagine the sort of person who will come will be the kind of person who really is concerned about civil rights, who really is concerned not only about history, but about the present state of affairs in the United States. I imagine students are going to have some good conversations on this trip. We get a few hours on the bus. There'll be plenty of time for conversation. There's also going to be time for movies, for wider, more organized discussions. We hope there's going to be a few barbecue stops along the way. And, you know, just in general, a good time. Knowledge comes from breaking things apart. We call this analysis. Wisdom comes by putting things together. And what I hope we accomplish on this bus tour is not only the analytical piece of what happened 50 years ago or so, but also the wisdom piece of being able to put the pieces back together and particularly understanding how that remains relevant for our time.